What is happening, you Garlic Allied? Some big Pokemon cards were revealed at the Japan Championships over the weekend. That's what I'm taking a look at and talking about here today. Before we jump into it, though, if y'all ever need any Pokemon TCG products, GameGrid, as always, has got you covered. Check them out, GameGridSLC.com. Use my code AzulGG to get yourself a discount over there. Directly support me and everything I do here on the YouTube channel. Link, of course, will be in the description. Check them out, GameGridSLC.com. All right, so these cards are coming to Japan apparently in July 19th, as it says right here. And I'm not sure when we're going to be getting these. These are probably going to be in our post-world set for the rest of the world in Japan. They're getting them on July 19th. We're probably going to be getting these cards after Worlds, September, October, probably September. Actually, I don't really know when we're going to be getting these cards. It's going to be a little while. Japan's going to have them for a decent amount before us, which sucks. I thought we were going to get back to the good old simultaneous release cycle that we were kind of on for a little bit on the Paradox Rift and Obsidian Flames. Was it Obsidian Flames? Whenever we got Charizard. Those two set releases came out in Japan and came out like a week or 2 weeks after everywhere else, and that was sick. It was super cool. It didn't feel like we were super behind on the cards and the format and the meta, and we're just kind of watching everything happen and evolve. And it looks like we're going back to the unfortunate release schedule that is Japan gets the sets a couple months before us. That sucks, but these cards are good. These cards definitely don't suck. And the first one up here is this Hoothoot, which doesn't matter because the Noctowl is the big player here. The Noctowl, 100 HP. It's got the ability Jewel Hunt. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may have any... if you have any Terra Pokemon in play, you may search your deck for up to 2 trainer cards. 2 trainer cards is a big deal. Not supporter cards, not item cards, not stadium cards, not tool cards, any of them. Any 2 trainer cards. This is, what is it? The Shady Dealings Inteleon is back in the form of Noctowl, but you do have to have a Terra Pokemon in play. We also don't have Scoop Up Net yet, but maybe they come out with something that's effectively Scoop Up Net. Who knows? But yeah, this card is disgustingly good, and it combos really well with a couple of the other cards that we have here, which is the Fan Rotom. Has the ability Fan Call. Once during your first turn, you may search your deck for up to 3 colorless Pokemon with 100 HP or less, reveal them and put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. You can't use more than 1 Fan Call ability during your turn. So you can only use this once during the game, but it's a pretty powerful ability, especially when you can search out multiple Hoothoot and maybe a Noctowl or 2. That's kind of disgusting. Turn 1, get your Fan Rotom, get yourself a couple of Hoothoots, get yourself a Noctowl. And I know what you're thinking, Azul, we got those 3 support Pokemon on our bench. Our bench is starting to get a little bit full, a little bit loaded, especially because we need to have a Terra type Pokemon in play for the Noctowl to work with. And I'm gonna skip ahead here because they're coming out with a effective Skyfield reprint with some limitations. The Area 0 Under Depths. For anyone who doesn't know what Skyfield did, Skyfield was a stadium that said while it was in play, both players just have 8 bench spaces to work with. Area 0 Under Depths, though, if a player has a Terra Pokemon in play, which is a lot of Terra Pokemon. A lot of people probably don't realize how many Terra Pokemon are in the format currently. Charizard, Dragapult, Ogerpon. Wait, is Ogerpon a Terra Pokemon? Ogerpon is a Terra Pokemon, right? Am I tripping? I might be tripping. I might not be tripping. There's a lot of Terra Pokemon in the format, so even if you're not playing the stadium, there's a good chance you're playing a deck with a Terra Pokemon and will be able to utilize this stadium. If a player has a Terra Pokemon in play, that player can have up to 8 Pokemon on their bench. When this card leaves play, or that player no longer has a Terra Pokemon in play, that player discards bench Pokemon until they have 5 Pokemon on their bench. If both players discard, the owner of this card discards first. And yeah, pretty powerful stadium card. It's back. It combos with Terra Pokemon, and specifically combos very well with this Terra Pokemon, the Terapagos. Is that how you pronounce that? EX, 230 HP, which isn't that high for a 2-prize Pokemon, but wait, there's more. It is a Terra Pokemon, and then for 2 colorless energy, you do 30 damage. If you go second, you can't use this attack during your first turn. This attack does 30 damage for each of your bench Pokemon. I actually love this limitation to this attack. Imagine going first, you know, put your Pokemon in play, you start to set up a little bit, and your opponent's like, all right, Terapagos, turn 1, what would we be doing? 240 damage? What? That's disgusting. If we do it with a double turbo, it would only be 220, but 220 is a pretty good number to hit. Still, I guess V Pokemon are kind of phasing out a little bit. You're not knocking out, you knock out stuff like Ogerpon, but not stuff like Raging Bolt. So I love this limitation on the attack. I absolutely love that. I think it's a really good sign that the creators of the game are like more mindful of the game than I think a lot of players think they are. But like, I don't know, just like this like shows that they're definitely, you know, putting in a ton of effort into trying to make the game as fun and as enjoyable as possible, and not trying to have things be too ridiculously broken or kind of steamrolly, I guess. The second attack here for a Grass, Water, and a Lightning. Crown Opal, 180 during your opponent's next turn. Prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from non from basic non-colorless Pokemon. So pretty decent attack as well there, I guess, with the Crown Opal. It's okay. You're going to be able to knock out your opponent's Terapagosa EX with your Terapagosa EX and vice versa. And it only does have 230 HP. But wait, there's more. We got this Bouffalon here, 100 HP. Once again, can be found with that Rotom. And then it's got that Curly Wall ability that is definitely a funny name there. If you have another Bouffalon in play, your basic colorless Pokemon takes 60 less damage from attack from your opponent's Pokemon. You can't apply more than one Curly Wall ability at a time, thankfully. That would be kind of ridiculous. If you had 4 of these in play, be taking 240 less damage. So effectively, the Terapagosa, if you got 2 Bouffalon in play, has 290 effective HP. And on top of that, you could also put like a Bravery Charm on this. And then we're looking at 340 HP. That's ridiculous. That's an absurd amount of HP. This thing seems really freaking good. Also, it hits for 240 damage as well. You're hitting for 240. If you don't have a double turbo. If you have a double turbo, you're hitting for a little bit less, but still, that HP is just kind of insane. That's like the crazy part about this card, I think, is how much HP this thing is going to have with the Bouffalons, with a Bravery Charm. That's absurd. And then the last couple cards to take a look at here, we got that Crispin. Like Crispin? Well, their name is Crispin. I was thinking like Crispin, like you're crisping something. Search your deck for 2 basic energy cards of different types. Reveal them. Put one of them into your hand and attach the other energy to one of your Pokemon. So that's how you could possibly set up this crazy, high, ridiculous energy cost here of Grass, Water, Lightning. The Crispin is going to be a route to that. And this isn't limited to Terra Pokemon either. You can play this with literally anything. This is definitely seems like a pretty powerful card. Something like Dragapult is going to love a card like this. And Dragapult's also going to love this card as well. I don't think the Terapagosa card is going to be loving this tool card as the ace spec, but something like Dragapult is going to absolutely love this card. The attack cost of the Terra Pokemon this card is attached to is reduced by 1 of any energy type. That means you could go turn 2 Candy Dragapult, attach Fire, or like Arven for Vessel to get a Fire, and then also attach Sparkling Crystal as your tool that you got off Arven to your Dragapult, and you're attacking turn 2 with Dragapult so much more consistently. Yeah, this card is insane for Dragapult. It'll obviously be good with other Terra Pokemon as well, but Dragapult specifically is the card that comes to mind that this card is ridiculously powerful in. Of course, it can just be vacuumed on the next turn, but getting that first attack rolling and getting going like that is definitely a big deal, and something that Dragapult is like struggling with right now in the current format, and that's why the deck isn't having the success that people kind of expected out of it. It's just not that consistent, but this would be a big, major consistency boost to the deck for sure. So new ace-spec card that works specifically with Terra Pokemon. Man, all these cards are really good. Obviously, they're all kind of built around this Terapagosa EX Pokemon, or most of them are, not all of them, like the Crispin, the Sparkling Crystal definitely have other functions. Area 0 Underdepths definitely has a ton of things you could combo with. I've seen people talking about using this with Regis, because Regigigas can actually accelerate energy to any Pokemon, but you need one of each Regi in play. So you don't have bench space for a different Pokemon. But if you're playing a Terra Pokemon, the Regi could then accelerate the energy to, you could do that with Area 0 Depths and a bunch of Regis. It sounds really inconsistent and bad, and it probably is, but it's a cool idea at the very least. So yeah, absolutely insane new cards coming out. The Terapagosa is definitely like a forced archetype, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be good for sure, it seems like. And there's a lot of cards that kind of synergize together. And that's not a bad thing. It just kind of is what it is. Hopefully it's not broken, but looking good for sure. I'm really excited for this card specifically. I think the Sparkling Crystal will add a lot of depth to a bunch of the other Terra Pokemon and make them functional, potentially, specifically the Dragapult, obviously. And I'm really excited to see what else comes out of the set, because this is already a great start for reveals from this next set coming out in Japan. Yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Did I miss any obvious combos, or is there anything you're excited to combo these cards with? Definitely a lot you can do with the stadium increase, the bench increase there for sure. So that could lead to a whole bunch of weird, crazy combos. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.